Hello and welcome to this how-to document on reimaging Windows 10 via the network using Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. So this has 4 labs, as you can see. The first lab is actually creating a HyperV environment. You can watch this video on how to do that. We will go through some of this lab 2, although I will already go ahead and download these ADK setups, this ISO and this Microsoft Deployment Toolkit, but this allows you to go ahead and get links from here to grab it and install it as administrator, these ADKs, and screenshots on where on the website to download the things. And again, here's the ISO. So if we go to the machine itself, it's on this HyperV deal right here. Specifically, it's this MDT. I took a snapshot. I suggest you do too. And here is the MDT server, and there are, as promised, the ADKs and the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit and ISO on here already. So what I can do is I could also double click this ISO and it will mount it right here on drive E, just like it did. So that's great. That was actually the next part of this, which is double click the ISO, mount it right there. So I'm going to pause this as I look for the next thing we'll be doing, which looks to be installing Windows deployment services via adding roles and features. All right, we're back. So let's go into servers, tools. Actually, how do I do this? Hang on, let's go ahead and look at the instructions. So let's do the add roles and features wizard. So let's go ahead and go back. And is that up here? Maybe it's under manage. Oh, sure is. All right, add roles and features. Let's go through and just kind of hit all the defaults here, except for when we come down here. Here's the Windows deployment service. We'll add the feature. Say next, 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 next. Sure, restart if you can. If you need to, go ahead. And then we'll install. I'll pause and be back soon. All right, I'm back. Looks like it installed. I'm going to close it. And that is done. So back to here, the instructions. And next we will navigate to the Tools menu to Windows Deployment Services. Then we'll right click on the name and select Configure Server. All right, let's do that. So up here, actually, let's close this out. Tools, Windows Deployment Services. There it is, right click, Configure Server. We'll say Next. We'll integrate with Active Directory for now. We'll just take the defaults for now. Yep, it's basically doesn't like where I put it. I'm going to say respond only. I'm actually say all clients for right now. Moving forward. All right, add image to the server now. And this says path to the root of the installation DVD. So that is this. We mounted the DVD right here on E. So I'll just say okay right there. And it will create a new image group. I'm going to pause. I forget what I added that as. All right, I'm just going to keep the default and verify the following information is correct. The image path is on E. So that is correct. It's on E. So cool. Say next. And adding the boot image. So I will pause this and get right back once it's done. All right, it finished and I opened this up, looked in the boot images, and it looks like it has a boot image right there. Oh, but there's the install images under the image group 1. All right, great. What's the next thing in the lab? Configure the deployment workbench. So let's open that up. So nope. Gotta use the right machine. Deployment Toolkit, Workbench. Okay. Nothing is showing up here. I believe we got to right click and do a new deployment share. And we'll just take the defaults. So if I go back here, new deployment share, and just take defaults. So we'll say next. Share name is just going to be that. Share description, sure, just keep everything default. Ask if the image should be captured. Ask BitLocker. Ask if the computer backup should be performed. Okay, so various things we can do for sure. So this is going to go ahead and do that, and I will pause and be back once it's done to go to the next step. All right, it finished. I clicked finish, and then I can open this up, and now there's more stuff here. So if we go back to the lab, basically we're creating a folder Win10ENT. So under operating system, let's create a new folder, Win10ENT, press enter, press next, finish, and then let's import the operating system. So that's what it says pretty much here, import the operating system. So we'll just say, choose the type of operating system, full set of source files. So sure, source directory is back to that E, I'm assuming. In order to add the operating system, all files from the operating system need to be copied to the deployment share. Okay, that seems like that's legit. Destination directory name, we'll just call it that, sure. Next, next. And I will pause while this goes on again to completion. All right, great, I'm back, and it looks like it has successfully completed. So we'll just say finished. And then task sequence, I believe we want to make a new one. So let's see here, new task sequence. And so right click, select new task sequence, and give it a task sequence ID. Okay. So go in here, new folder, say Win10 task sequence. Next. Finish. Finish. We'll go into Win10, right click, new task sequence, give it an ID, Win10ENT, TS, Windows 10 ENT. Get rid of that file thing. Click next. Sure, standard looks good. The following operating system images are available to deploy with the task sequence. Select the one to use. So we're going to use that one. And do not specify a key. This will be full name. Jesse, me at me.com. Next, use the specific local administrator account. All right. Next. Finish. Great. All right, go to lab 3 and we'll add our DHCP scope. So that will mean we need a DHCP machine. So I'm just using this domain controller, but you can have your own DHCP server and put your server scope. So I'm going to pause this as I get this thing up and going. Be back. All right, we're back, and here's the scope options. I had to add this, which is the IP address of your MDT, which is whatever this one is, 102. So great, that's already there. And then we have to do this one, your boot file and where it is. All right, so I'm looking for where this is exactly. So let me cancel this out. So I found it in Windows System 32 right here. Let's go back to MDT. C drive. Remote install. Boot. 64. And it's right here. So WDS. So this is WDS. What? WDS NBP? NBP. NBP. So we'll apply that, say OK. And I will pause and see what the next step is. All right, I think the next thing is to just fire up a VM or something. So we'll just go ahead and start it and connect and do an F12 here. And hopefully something happens. Oh, no, that didn't work right. So let's turn that off. Try it again. F12. Oh, F12. 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 Oh, yep, there it goes. And we have the boot manager. Press enter. So all of our stuff worked out. It's now pulling the file where it should from the network server. And we should have a re-imaged Windows 10 here soon. So I'm going to pause this to save some time and go through some of the setup. And be back. All right, I'm back. Here's the next part. We're going to say next. Oh yeah, so username. I think I said Jesse. Let's find out. Oh no. So administrator. And then let's try that. Oh no. Well, do I need the domain? All right, I'm going to pause as I do this. And I'm back. Yeah, it was the lab admin password. So okay, there it is. There's our Windows 10. Let's click next, and let's have it installed. So it's going to install. I basically showed you mostly what we needed to see this in action and work. So here you go. This is it, and I hope you are able to re-image a Windows 10 of your own in the future. All right, have a good one.